a lot of people have that idea. A lot of people have that idea. And that phrase, that question, does a minister need a minister? Does a minister need a minister? And that takes me back. That takes me back years ago. I was in my early 20s. I'm talking to a pastor who's very successful. And he says to me, no, ministers don't need ministers, because he said, as a leader, I have the ability inside of me to lead other people. Therefore, I don't need to be led. That's what he said to me. Now, I'm a young man, early 20s, and so I am looking at that going, well, he's successful. He's doing it. So he must be, that must be the case. That must be the case. And so I'm thinking about that now over the years, and realize that there are people today, leaders that feel that way today. They don't need to be led. There are ministers that say, I don't need a minister. I'm called. I'm the called one. Me and my connection with God and the universe. What do I need? I don't need anything like that. So my philosophy, I guess you would say, on that is, does a plumber need a plumber? Does a mechanic need a mechanic? Does a doctor need a doctor? Does a surgeon, right? Does a surgeon need a surgeon? Can't perform surgery on yourself. You need a surgeon. I'll give you a practical example. My father was in construction. Retired now in his 80s, but was in construction, specifically glazing, commercial glazing, glass. You name it, he could do it. Banks, businesses, restaurants, curved glass, atriums, mirrors, whatever. He could do it. If you asked my father in his heyday what could he do, my father would tell you, I could weld up the crack of dawn. That's my father. But being a glass man and knowing how to do it, when it came to putting in skylights in our house, he called another glass man. So does a glass man need a glass man? Yes. Does a surgeon need a surgeon? Yes. Does a mechanic need a mechanic? Yes, because he may be able to work on his own vehicle. He may have the knowledge and the wherewithal to do that. But the issue is maybe because of time, or maybe because he needs to reach out for some assistance, or maybe there's something where he needs tools and he can't do it himself. He needs an extra pair of hands. Yes, the mechanic needs a mechanic. The plumber needs a plumber. And so with that logic, it stands to reason that the minister needs a minister. The leader needs a leader. And so that leads me to believe now, far away from where I was in my 20s, talking to someone when they say, well, a minister doesn't need a minister. The problem now at that point isn't that you don't believe you need a minister. The problem is accountability. You don't want to be accountable to anyone else. And so with that becomes a problem. And wherein there lies a big problem right now is accountability with leaders, not just ministers, but people everywhere, from corporate to the church. There's a problem with accountability.